Crimes against personal liberty and security. Article 267. Kidnapping and serious illegal detention. Number 1. Offender is a PO. Number 2. Act of offender. Kidnaps or detains another or in any other manner deprives later of his liberty. Act of detention or kidnapping illegal. Constitute circumstances. A. Kidnapping or detention more than a days of. B. Simulating public authority or C. SPI threats to kill, or D. Victim is minor except when accused is any of parents, female, or public officer. Illegal detention is committed by private individual, while arbitrary detention is committed by public officer. Manner of commission. Number 1. Unlawfully kidnaps, detains persons without. Number 2. Detains and deprives person of liberty is legal ground. Nature of crime. Against personal liberty and security and against fundamental law of state. Article 268. Slight illegal detention. Offender is a PI. Number 2. Act of offender kidnaps or detains another on any other manner deprives him of his liberty. Number 3. Kidnapping or detention is illegal. Number 4. Without attendance of any of circumstances enumerated in Article 267. Article 269. Unlawful arrest. Number 1. Offender arrests or detains another person. Number 2. Purpose of offender is to deliver him to proper authorities. Article 272. Slavery. Offender purchase, sell, kidnap or detains human being. Number 2. Purpose of offender is to enslave which human being. Slavery and kidnapping or illegal detention distinguish. Slavery purpose is to victim, while the kidnapping or illegal detention any other person. Qualified trespass to dwelling. Number 1. Offender is a public officer. Number 2. Act of offender enters dwelling of another. C. Entrance against later's will. Exemptions. Entrance purpose presenting some serious harm to himself, occupants of dwelling of third person. Number 2. Purpose to render some service to humanity or justice. Number 3. C. Cafe, inn, and other public houses while same are still open. Article 281. Other forms of trespass. Number 1. Offender enters premises or fenced state of another. Number 2. Entrance while either of them is uninhabited. Article 282. Grave threats. Number 1. By threatening another with the infliction upon his person, hence or property, or that of his family any of wrong amounting to a crime and demanding many or imposing any other condition not even unlawful, and the offender attained his purpose. Grave threats. Article 282. Number 2. By making such that without the offender attaining his purpose. Number 3. By threatening another with the infliction upon his person, honor, or property, or that of his family, any wrong amounting to a crime that threat not being subject to a condition. Threat to commit crime. Victim and family, honor and property. B. Demand many conditions. C. Attained and purpose. Grave coercion. Article 286. By preventing another by means of violence, threats, or intimidation to do something against his will, whether it may be right or wrong. Elements that a person prevented another from doing something not prohibited by law is that he compelled him to do something against his will, be it right or wrong. Number 2, that the prevention be effected by violence, threats, or intimidation. Number 3, that a person that sentenced the will, deed, liberty, or another had not the authority of law or the right to do so, or in other that the restraint shall not be made besides authority of law or in the exercise of lawful right. Coercion distinguished from illegal detention. Illegal detention requires actual confinement or restraints of the person. Light coercion, Article 287. That the offender must be a creditor. Number 2, that he seize anything belonging to his debtor. 3, that the seizure of the thing may accomplish by means of violence or the display of material force producing intimidation. Other similar coercion. Article 288. By forcing, compelling directly or indirectly, or knowingly permitting the forcing or compelling of the effects to the purchase, merchandise, or commodities of any kind. A. That the offender is any person, agent, or officer of any associations or corporation. B. That he or such firm or expression has employed laborers or employers. C. That he forced or directly or indirectly or knowingly permits to be forced or compelled any of his of its laborer or to purchase merchandises or commodities of any kind from him or from said firm or corporation. Other similar coercion, Article 288. By paying wage due his laborer or employee by means of tokens or objects other than the legal tender currency of the Philippines, unless expressly requested by such laborer or employee. 8. That the offender pays the wages due a laborer or employee employed by him by means of tokens or objects. Number 2, that the tokens or object are other than the legal tender currency of the Philippines. That such expose or laborer does not expressly request that he be paid by means of tokens or objectives. Other articles under are crime against personal liberty and security. Article 270, kidnapping and failure to return a minor. 271, inducing a minor to be abandon his home. 273, exploitation of child labor. 274, services under compulsion and payment of debt. 275, abandoned a person in danger and abandonment of one's own victim. 276, abandoning a minors. 277, abandonment of minors by person entrusted with his custody in defense of parents. Article 278, exploitation of minors. 279, additional penalties for other offenses. Other articles under crime against personal liberty and security. Article 284, ban for good behavior. 289, formation, maintenance, and prohibition of combination of capital or labor through such a threats. 290, discovering secrets through seizures and correspondence. 291, revealing secrets with abuse of office. 292, revelation of industrial secrets.